Hi there. In this video we are going to be taking a look at this my project from Kaufland torque wrench set. So it has the wrench itself, which goes from 40 to 210 Newton meters, and it has three socket sizes, 17, 19 and 21. So I think these are the most used in car bolts and nuts for the wheels, and a 125 millimeter extension of it. And yes, you can adjust the direction in which this rotates. I've seen some that only go in one way. That was a bit weird, but this obviously goes in both ways. And you rotate the end of it to adjust the torque itself. So let's get into it, and obviously we will put it to work with the car. About the extension and this thing, they are 12.5 millimeter. If you need to connect to something else, and honestly this is quite big. I was afraid about it being a really small and weak tool. No, I don't think that's the case. You can see compared to my hand, and this is, yeah, quite solid, which is perfect. Let me take a look. They even branded the Kaufland logo on the hex sockets themselves. Yes, they do seem to be fairly thick, so I don't see any issues up until now. If you have here some conversions from Newton meters to pound feet, I think, and yeah, whatever. So at this point, let me adjust this. I will link in the description of the video a table with required torques for, I don't know, most car models and brands. For me, for the Audi A4 B8 and also for the Octavia 2 facelift, it's 120 Newton meters of torque required to tighten correctly the nuts, but I might go to 130 ish, just to be on the safe side. Although normally you use exactly what the manufacturer says, but those are not that new cars, so yeah. Okay, to adjust this thing, you first need to undo this right here, otherwise you cannot rotate it, so it cannot become unadjusted by itself. And when this is loose, you can simply rotate it. Kind of hard for me to do with one hand, but I think you get the point. You rotate on this and go to what you need on this scale right here, camera focus, and smaller increments you can see them in here. So from 1 to 10 you have them in here, and the bigger ones you have them in here, depending on what you actually need, Newton meters or something else. Okay, so here we can see some torques for different cars and models, brands of cars and models actually, and for all Audi current types except the ones listed below, come on, we have 120 Newton meters. I've set it to 125 Newton meters, so about 5 Newton meters above the required torque, just to be on the safe side in case this thing has a plus minus, which every tool has. We should still be at 120, maybe a bit higher if this is on the minus side or whatever. Okay, so I'm retightening all of the screws from my wheels because they were over tightened, and I want them to last, not to get stuck or broken or stripped or whatnot. This one is the first one that I have released, so this should be available to be tightened, and it's getting a bit tight now. And let me try and do this. Should be able to do it with one hand if it's in. And yeah, it has a quick release. With this you can quick release the tool, but I don't need to do that now. So let's see, 125 Newton meters. Hopefully I can do that with one hand. Man, I think I can, but it's still tightening. Yep, and that was it. You heard the click. If I try it again, but you shouldn't try it again, it's clicking. So we are at 125 Newton meters with this. Again, 5 Newton meters above what it should be, just in case. So that's about that. Let me do it on all the wheels, and until now this tool seems really good, and it's exactly what I need. The extension, obviously it's chrome vanadium and looking sharp. Fun fact, you should be storing this thing only at room temperature, and always undo it to the lowest possible setting that it allows you, probably so the springs inside do not compress over time and the torque will become inaccurate. So yeah, do that. I finished tightening all the wheel bolts. In the end I use 130 newtons. Yes, I know it's a lot, but I wanted to be sure that I at least get 120, no matter what. Because as you can see, they allow for maximum plus minus 4%, which was tested in the 9th month of 2020. And these are the test results. 5 tests were done, and it was within the specification at 25.8 degrees and 58 relative humidity, but they reached for 126, and as you can see, once they got 122, 123, so I aimed for 130, and for sure I'm above 120, even if this doesn't apply quite well anymore. So yeah, I know maybe it's a bit much. I should have stayed maybe at 125, but anyway, it's much better than using a pneumatic gun or your feet to tighten them. It's incomparably better. And the tool itself, in my opinion, is really good quality from what I see. For home use, zero problems with it whatsoever. So that's about that. Hope this video helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.